What is up, everybody? Joe Broccoli here with Average Joe Fishing. Wanted to make this video for you guys. Testing out a new microphone. Hopefully this sounds good. Going to be planning on using this out on the water just to help with like some tutorials and little things that I want to get going. But let's get into it real quick. The BBT Tour is here. They are in Lake County. The MLF trailer is right at Leesburg. Guys are out there. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea how they're going to pull through with big bags this week. You had a lot of tournaments come through, everything from the Lake County Sheriff's event, which had over 120 boats, high school event, which had over 200 boats. You've got the ABA, you've got the Extreme Series, and then of course the Abu Garcia Big Bass event, which is crazy. I mean, if you've never seen it before, first off, the show that they put on is awesome. You know, multiple trailers, weigh-in stage, the whole nine. Lake County Sheriff's Department gets out there, Monster gets out there. So a lot of supporting companies that put that on. But you know, to make sure that I'm not understating this, we are talking hundreds of boats put in everywhere, everything from the Lake Gem boat ramp, Apopka, Eustis, Hairlong Park, and it's non-stop fishing for hours and hours and hours. I was out on Griffin this weekend. We had the Little Brothers tournament. I tried to go out there with a buddy of mine, went to the grass flats, and 1 minute there's 30 some odd boats. The next minute they all head in for the weigh-in because it's an hourly thing. And then the next thing you know, you hear all the motors coming right back because they put them on the trailer, went to their weigh-in, and then came back out. This area is just getting bombarded. Popka has a huge fish kill. I actually was out there today and even saw a couple of tilapia on the east shore. A lot of guys are talking about spraying. A lot of people are talking about the algae, but no matter what, there's definitely a film on top of the water that, looks to be pollen to me, which I think will make sight fishing a little bit of a challenge for a lot of these guys. Water temperatures, high 60s. But again, it's like, what are these guys going to do? They're coming out here on the tail end of all of these tournaments, stripping all of these areas. A lot of fish are just being taken back to Hickory Point. A lot of fish are going back to Venetian and Buzzard Beach. I'll be curious to see how this all goes. I'll be curious to see what guy figures it out and maybe does something different, because I can tell you, going to these flats that are outside of canals, these grass flats, whether it be Bouclair, Griffin, Dora, or even guys out on Eustis. I mean, they're catching them 2-pounders, 2.5-pounders. You're not seeing a whole lot of consistent larger size. I personally think the winning bag for this BBT is going to come out of Banana Cove. I think that, yes, there's been a lot of spraying in there. There was a fish kill out that way last year, but the reality is, I just think that's an underestimated environment right now. Dead River is going to play. Dora Canal is going to play. If somebody were to say to me, well, Joe, how big do you think the bags are going to be? I'd say the winning bags have got to be high 20s consistently. But yeah, I'm really going to be curious to see how it all plays out. On top of that, tonight you have a full moon. Tomorrow you have a full moon. The guys are going to be going into the tournament series this weekend. There's 2 cold fronts, to my knowledge, coming in on Sunday. There's George Fest that is also going to be on Sunday. That's going to be a 100+ boat event, not a doubt in my mind. And George Fest is one of the I think I heard that it is the longest running event celebrating George Washington. So yeah, I'll be curious to see. Please, by all means, in the comments, leave what your guys' thoughts are. What lake do you think the winning bag's going to come out of? What method do you think these guys are going to need to fish? That's a big factor, is, when talking about, how are you going to catch those bags? You know, is it going to be sight fishing and flipping into environments that literally just got completely stripped by the Abu Garcia event? You know, any spawning bass that were in these canals are gone. Of course, they could reload 100%. You know, so is it going to be the offshore bite? Is it going to be brush piles? Is it going to be that grass? Seeing if those fish and those bigger fish start coming in more and more. But I will say that I think slow and steady is what's going to win this race. I think at the end of the day, you know, if you find something and you're out there, you got to put your head down and stick it through. Because to run off and go try something else after you found the fish, it's like a guy told me once in a tournament. Once you find the fish, there's no point in going and looking for them. So yeah. Again, leave in the comments what you think. If anybody does want to know what I cut them on this past weekend, it was green pumpkin and watermelon seed Magnum trick worms all day. We had some sunny skies. We were catching a lot of fish on jerkbait, which was pretty wild. Dude and I were both sitting there like, wow, this is horribly odd. I mean, we're talking clear skies, no wind. We're getting jerkbait bites, including crappie. We're going after jerkbaits, which was hilarious. I have fished with two of my buddies now that have been throwing jerkbaits out there and getting fat crappie. So who knows if that's a new thing, you know, for these fish. If they're really starting to look and be more aggressive towards bites that they're not used to, or baits that they're not used to, excuse me. So let's see how it goes.